Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's Ruth Marquise. Welcome to Ruth and Real Estate, Ruth and Real Estate Market Update. Welcome to Ruth and Real Estate, where we're having a real estate conversation. A lot of things that we don't talk about. He says, "Hey, Ruth. Hey, how are you, Lewis? How you doing?" So yes, guys, if you're on here, share this live, share this live. If you know somebody, today's topic is, should I sell my house first? Okay. A lot of you are homeowners, and I want to talk to my homeowners. Okay. You have a house. And one of my clients was saying, "Yeah, I bought one already, but I need you to get me to my next place." Okay. So that's what we're going to focus on today. And for those of you who are going to join us for the double header, we have we have Ruth and Relationships coming next. Okay, I figured it out. I figured my schedule out. All right, so here we go. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you share the video. If you are on YouTube, subscribe. Ruth Marquise Group. Ruth Marquise, and then Ruth Marquise Group is the real estate channel. All right, so here we go. Let's talk about the market update, right? Market update. So, according to Redfin, in September 2022, we know that everything is lags a month behind to get the numbers right. So we are in October right now. The median, meaning like that's the most likely, most of the homes sold around this price. Sales price in Pennsylvania was $269,200. Okay, median. So if you're going for your dream home, you pay way more than that, right? If you're just trying to get you a good home in a good neighborhood, you bought it around that time, around that price. Okay, so 269, and that is up. Okay, the median sales price is up. I mean, prices are up by 4.1% year over year, meaning compared to last year, prices are up 4%. Okay. Remember how they always say, if you buy, there's a saying that you don't wait and buy real estate, you buy real estate and wait. So it's supposed to be a 4% appreciation every year. That's why when you buy your property, you can, hey guys, if you're on here, say hi or hit the like button. Thank you so much. I would love your participation. If you have bought a home already, let me know. Say bought one. So you need to know as a seller what your home is going to be worth. So whatever your house was worth last year, it went up by 4%. Now, the reason why your realtor, if it's not your favorite realtor, which is me, right? Yeah, I'm your favorite realtor. Okay. The reason why your realtor can't just give you exactly what your house is going to sell for, because they have to put eyes on the property. They have to look at it and then compare it to the other properties that sold in the area. So that's why realtors have to come out, look at your property, then look at the numbers, and then that's when you know what your property will be worth. So you need to have an expert that is used to doing that. If you have every realtor is not the same. Some realtors run with buyers a lot and never have sellers. If you are interested in selling your home, you're going to need somebody that actually sells homes on the listing side as well. Pennsylvania housing supply. Okay, so we talked about the median sales price, which was $269. So in PA, right? We don't talk in PA today because I'm in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So we'll talk about the other states maybe next time. So as of September 2022, let me see, there were 38,295 homes for sale, which is down 4%, 4.3%. This is why you guys have to pay attention to the numbers. I don't know what the news is telling you, but if because you remember supply and demand, y'all learned that in economics. If the supply is going down, what do you think is going to go to prices? It just makes sense. They went down 4.3%. Homes are available. It seems like more are available now, but 4.3%. That's the housing supply. But then the prices went up by 4.1%. Okay, since last year. All right. As far as new listings are concerned, 12,374 homes went on the market. 12,000 homes went on the market, and that is down 11.7%. 11.7%. At the same time, the rates are going up. There were a lot of buyers that did not get a home when the market was super crazy. So they are now buying homes. A lot of realtors are talking about leaving the market, but those with a lot of buyers and sellers not going anywhere, right? Because now we just put an offer in today, and I'm like, listen, it's looking really nice. I feel so good. It's like, when you're gonna get it, it's like, right? Because they don't have a ton of options. Like I don't even know when's the last time I went 10,000 under list price. 10,000 under list price. And I feel like we're gonna get it. Okay. So there's opportunities to buy right now. When my seller saw the payment, they was like, oh heck no. Then they remembered they liked the house. And then I had because we had a conversation, and that's why you need to have a competent and emotionally intelligent realtor. Okay. We're gonna get some gems whether or not you in the market or not. Okay. Having an emotionally intelligent and articulate realtor that helps you understand the market, that helps you understand the decisions that you have to make, that can understand your point of view, listen to you, and help you come to a better conclusion. Me and my buyer, we had men, listen, they're not as easy. They're cool with picking the house, right? They're easy pickers. That one, that's it. But when it comes to the numbers and they don't like the numbers, it's going to be an uphill battle for some. But once I made sense to him. He said, we don't need that other lady. We need Ruth. We need Ruth. He's like, I'm going to go with Ruth because I can tell she's going to have a smooth transaction. And that's my favorite line, a smooth transaction, okay? So once I broke it down to him, all of the things that helped him make his decision, even though his wife was like, nah, I don't want it. It's okay. It's going to be too much. He was like, you know what you're saying makes a lot of sense. Let's move forward. And even though the rate is up and, people are not happy about it, you're getting into the house and you can always refinance the house later. That was not a thing before. Like people said it was like, you can refinance later. But now you will have to get that payment down. You will have to. As soon as that rate go back down, pay attention to it. Keep your credit nice, right? Keep your credit good. On-time payments. Refinance that bad boy. Now you're in the house. It's better to get in and then wait than to wait on the outside and never get in, if that makes sense. All right. So 35.7% sold below list price. That is a 4.2% decrease. Okay. That means they're selling for less than they were listed for. Meaning, slowly but surely, sellers have to be more realistic. We call it COVID prices. Okay, can't sell for COVID prices anymore, and that's why we're gonna what did it say? Knock on wood. I'm not suspicious, but we blessed over here. But that's why we're gonna be able to get away with saving. Was it 12,000, 16,000, 16,000 below asking? And still can get it because now their price drops 29.4% of properties have price drops, right? And that is up 23%. Price drops are up 23%. I want you to get used to the numbers, and I want you to hear what is really happening. The numbers are painting a picture. Are homes still selling? Yes. Everybody is still not. If home prices are still going up, a lot of people are afraid to leave where they are for the unknown. But now's the time to make the move if you're gonna buy a bigger property, regardless of what the market is doing. People are always going to need, they're gonna have kids, they're gonna have issues, they're gonna have to move for work. People that have to move will move. It was the nice to moves, they did that, that was their time. Okay. Now if the people that have to move are still going to move. So they have to just jump in now before it gets worse. Okay. And yeah, that's what's happening right now. So 99.2% sales to list price. Now I want to break down the sales to list to sales price. Okay, so the ratio. Sorry, the list to sell ratio. So if it's above 100%, right? What you're gonna do, you're gonna take the final sales price and you're gonna divide it by the last list price, right? So the sales price, what it sold for, and what it was listed for, and then you're gonna have a percentage. So if that number at the top is smaller than the number at the bottom, then it's gonna be under 100%, and that's how you're gonna know how close did they get to the number that they listed for. Mind you, when you're listing a property, you're supposed to be looking at the comps, the comparable properties. Okay. So if it's below, then they sold less than. If it's above, they sold more than. Now, last year, this time, and a couple months into the summer, there were homes selling over $100,000 asking. Okay. I personally, I personally didn't have I didn't have a buyer pay over $100,000 that were asking. But when I looked at in the MLS, which is the multiple listings system, um, they there were properties that were above 100,000, and I was like, well, think about it. Like row homes were selling for like 160, not 180. And now they're selling for 280, 300. But the difference was with those that were selling higher, they were renovated in the nicer neighborhoods. Before, I always tell them, like, listen, I know the price is up, okay? And with your taste, that's on you. You don't want a fixer upper or anything like that. But prices are up. But in these areas, they were not. They were not fixing up homes. So we used to go around. It's like, oh, I found this beautiful property. Why you don't want to show me these nice properties? We went to get in the neighborhood, and they were like, Ruth, what in the world? Why is the neighborhood so bad? Why the neighborhood bad, girl? Right? It's like, I wish. How many times have you heard this as a realtor? I wish I could pick up this house and put it in another neighborhood. So now, even though the prices are up, you don't have to pick up the house anymore. It's in the neighborhood that you want. You're just gonna have to pay the price for it. Okay. So that is the good news that's happening now. The people that I sold the home to, a lot of times it was very hard to win the bidding wars that were for the renovated properties because there were not that many. Now more properties are renovated in the area. Okay. So I had I had a showing, story time. I had real estate story time. I had a showing, was it today or yesterday? Yesterday. And the neighbor comes out and I'm like, oh gosh, here come the neighbor. What I gonna say? Usually like the neighbor says some crazy stuff. If they come over, then it's not like they're trying to be friendly. They're trying to like pick who their neighbor is, so you just never know. She was like, "Oh, the guy that lived here, he just ruined the property and this and that." Mind you, she doesn't know what the inside looks like. Property is beautiful on the inside, but she definitely scared my buyers from buying. But she wanted to sell her property, so that's why I just be like, "That's a little shade, ma'am. Mind your business, okay?" She she was saying how the property was messed up before, and I'm like, but they renovated it. That's literally what happens when you renovate a property. It turns from the trashiest to the nicest house on the block. So it was really irrelevant, but it was just one of those things where it's just like, what is going on? And she said that the neighbor down the street, it sold in a week. So homes are still being sold. It depends, like areas, some areas that are like there was a area a couple years ago that I was in the Abington and Willow Grove area. If you're from Philly, you know what I'm talking about. And man, we could not. They had a set amount of money. We could not get in that area. Asking for sellers assist, we could not get in that area. It was everybody kept grabbing them up. It was like almost impossible without a large sum of money. And they, when people come, they feel like, oh, I have a good amount. And they're like, not enough, not for this area. So certain areas are going to always be in demand. Those are the ones with the backyard. I mean, somebody was telling me like, Ruth, I want to move. I want a backyard. I want this. I'm like, girl, it's homes in the Northeast where you have a nice sized backyard. I mean, it's not going to be, you can't build an amusement park back there, but it's a very nice sized backyard. And I'm like, I got little areas in the cut for you if you want to, So yes, we can move to Delaware, but if you can't, if you need to stay in Philly, there are some areas that would be nice. So let's get to our topic. Should I sell my home first, Ruth? Okay. So for my sellers out there that want to know, I have a home, Ruth? I want to buy another home. Should I sell the home that I have now? Right? Should I sell it first or should I buy one first? So let's talk about why you should sell your home first. Number one, you get to take your time. Take your time, young man. Mama used to say, right? You can take your time. You have the luxury of time. You can wait and see what's the best offer. But if you put yourself in like the shotgun scenario, you're going to have to take whatever good offers coming in. And you have to answer. One thing you have to realize is that when people submit their offers, it's for like a day or two. You can't hold on to that offer forever. They got to move on to the next property. So that's what, when you sell your house first, right? You could take your time. You could receive the offers and wait for an offer that you are looking for. You can find a property that you really want. So that means you're kind of forcing yourself when you don't sell your house first. You're kind of you're like, okay, like you just like, we got to get this because we got to go. We got to go. What are we going to do? You're going to feel like you're going to be homeless. All right. So number two, you are a stronger buyer. When you sell your home first, you are a stronger buyer. So the word of the day is contingency. Say it with me, contingency, right? So if you make your home sale contingent, upon, well, you want to make your offer to the seller as you're the buyer, right? You're like, look, I want to, let's say I want to buy your house, but first I have to sell my house, right? So it's contingent. So if I sell my house, then I'll buy your house. You are not going to look like a stronger buyer. Hey, Todd. You are not going to look like a stronger buyer if you have to say that. Other people are not going to say that. So if any other offers come through, like you're going to be the last. You're going to be they'll pick everybody before you. And you don't want to be in that position where you want your dream home and you're last in line because you have a home to sell. So you become a stronger buyer. Okay. Unless the only thing I would say is if they have a home to sell too, two contingent people, is a whole bunch of plate spinning and things have to be organized. But what I've come to learn is nothing happens exactly as planned. Okay. This is real estate. Sorry if you want me to like jump up and down and scream. I'm like, listen, I'm used to it. I'm a grown up. You are too. Welcome to real estate. Like we're going to be pushed back a day or two. And that day or two for you, you're like, I took the day off. I told the other seller that I was going to. Things happen. Things happen. You can have issues with your title company. You can have issues with, let's say you have a lien that you never saw before. The city put something on you have a title issue. You have a mortgage issue. You have home inspections. You have all of these different moving parts in the transaction. It could delay. It could delay. Somebody didn't sign something on time. It could delay. So it's taking a risk. Okay. Number three, should I sell my home first? You should sell your home first because you will know your numbers. You will have money in the bank. What they say, a bird in the hand is better than two behind the back or something like that. Yeah, bird in the hand. You have a bird in the hand. It means you sold your house. You have the money in the bank. And now you can take your budget and say, hey, we have this real amount, right? They're not going to be short because you're going by numbers you actually have. Now, if you go by the estimations, What happens if you have to do seller concession? What if they need you to do seller's assist? What if there's a repair that came up and the money was tight and you see what I'm saying? All these different things can happen, but when you sold the house first, you don't have to worry about it affecting your next move. Okay, so you can stay on budget with the cash at hand, and then you can decide. What if you decide like, okay, if I get this amount of money, right? Then I'll get this bigger house. But if I get a smaller amount of money, then I get the smaller house. Like if that's your scenario and you actually get less money, but you got the bigger house, now you're like, oh, what did I do? What did I do? Right? So number 4, should I sell my house first? You just sell your house first because you only pay one mortgage at a time. Only one mortgage at a time. And also, an existing mortgage can hold you back when it comes to qualifying for your new mortgage. Okay. Number 5 reasons why you should actually sell your home first is you stage your own home. So you'll get rid of mostly everything, but the big things, you keep the big things, right? You keep those big things and that will make your home look nice. Sometimes it's better. You have to be like, step back and say, okay, I like my furniture, but everybody may not like my furniture. You know how you have, I'm not coming at nobody, but those big black sofas with the left rip leather, get rid of those things. Don't have these old furniture sets here and think that I'm staging my home. No, if your furniture is actually nice and people when they come to your house, then you keep that furniture. If not, just go on and clear out the house. Just sell it better cleared out. Okay. Now, if you can also get a lease back, meaning, let's say when you were selling your house, right? You sold your house already, and you need a couple more months, a little bit more time. You can ask them for a lease back. Say, hey, can I stay a little bit longer? I did that for a client in January, and obviously things did not go as planned, but we worked out all types of solutions that made both of them happy, and it worked out great. It worked out great for both of them. So that's something you can consider. Okay, so you can be in temporary housing or gap housing, or you can you can stay with family. So these are the things that you can do once you sell your house and you want to buy another. Remember, you're about to pick a house that you're going to be for the next 30 years. And you're like, oh, I don't want to move twice. You might have to move twice, or you can move once. With the lease back, you move one time, right? If you have to go into temporary housing, you can do that, or you can live with family, okay? But when you buy your home first, now a lot of times they're trying to get a bigger house, right? And so they need to sell the house that they have. But if you are not in that position where you don't need the money, you can buy the house first. You don't need the money. You don't need to take the money out. Then you can relocate once. You can buy first. Okay, you can buy first and then sell your home afterwards. Right? I think I had a client. Our client sold. They went to Florida. They sold their home. Wait, actually, I guess they bought a home first, and then they sold their home. So with nothing in the house. But they were tired of paying 2 mortgages. It gets like that. And it was months of paying the mortgages because they wanted to fix the property up more so. So they wanted to get out of it. So it put a little stress on them because they bought first. But that is what can happen, okay? Now, if you need the money for the sale and you want to buy first, you can always do, like, let's say you're not selling your home, you can do a home equity line of credit. Now, some people don't want to sell their home. They just get that home equity line of credit and use that money to buy another home. Okay. So you're going to talk to your lender, but make sure you talk to your realtor so you can have a strategy as well. Make sure you hit us up if you are looking for a realtor in Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Delaware. Make sure you give us a call. Talk to us, 267-259-4639. Find us on social media, Ruth Marquise Group, RUTHMARQUIS Group, GROUP. Okay, send us a message and give us your information. You don't have to have any money. You don't have to be working at your job for 10 years. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is get a plan. Okay, get a plan together We'll schedule a free consultation. We'll get you a plan. If you need the information for grants, if you need to figure out this whole customized game plan, then give us a call or text us. Text the word house and we'll set it up for you, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in to Ruth in Real Estate, Ruth in Real Estate Market Update. I will see you next week. Bye. Tell a friend, share the live, share the video.